And good afternoon. This is Coach Big Pete. It's the final week of IHSA football regular season, week 9. Two quick reminders: Deep Dish Football Live Wednesday, Thursday, 8 p.m., 10 p.m. IHSA Pairing Show at 10 p.m. Deep Dish Football IHSA Pairing Show. Talk about IHSA playoffs and the pairings and everything else. That's going to be Saturday at 10 p.m. And this weekend is the Peoria road trip. I will be at Peoria, going to 2 Peoria high school football games. It's going to be fun. Peoria Richwoods versus Centennial High. Great game. And Peoria Notre Dame versus Normal West. It's going to be one hell of a game. I can't wait to go. Should be fun. Peoria road trip, week 9. Let's get started with the week 9 games. I scroll down on IHSA.org, give a final takes on a few of the games. Not that much this week because it's week 9. Some big games. St. Charles North versus Batavia, huge game. St. Charles North versus Batavia. You also sort of got the Black Diamond Conference championship game between Fairfield and Sesser Valier, which is going to be a hell of a game. A very good game. Wait, camera. There we go. Sorry about the camera. It's going up and down, up and down, up and down. I do apologize. So let's get started. And it's as is the Big 12. The Big 12 Conference, 2 Peoria games. Peoria Notre Dame versus Normal West is a great game to watch out for. Champaign Centennial, I'll be at that game. Also keep a close look at, no, that's it for the Big 12. Week 9, Sesser Valier versus Fairfield. Again, the sort of the Black Diamond Championship game. You got a great game. Fairfield coach Townsend, who just got the Deep Dish Football Coach of the Night Award. It's going against Sesser Valier. Again, the Black Diamond Championship game. It's going to be a good game. Got a lot of respect for the Black Diamond game. It's going to be a great game. Can't wait. And there's the camera again. Let's see if we can get this settled. Hopefully everything's settled. I do apologize. So sorry about that. So it's going to be a good game. Central Illinois, Shelbyville, St. Teresa Decatur. Great game. Shelbyville wants to go on a bright spot going into the playoffs. So does St. Teresa Decatur, who's actually 3A now, which is they're a scary 3A team, so watch out for that. Should be an interesting game. Another game. Nope. I keep thinking that there's another good game, but there's not. Do apologize. Springfield High School, Springfield at Rochester, another great game. Coach Gully trying to get to the playoffs in a huge game against Rochester if they win. I think they're 4 and something, if I'm not mistaken, but it's a good game between Coach Gully and Coach Derek Leonard. Great game to look out for. Also, Glenwood versus Normal University is another game to look out for too. Maine West. Maine West has got No, sorry about that. Do apologize. Notre versus Glenbrook South, another good game to look out for. Nope. Maine West versus Deerfield's a game to look out for. Not really. Nah. Providence Catholic versus Mount Carmel's a good game. The Chicago Catholic Blue, another game that's interesting. Fenwick versus De La Salle this Saturday at St. Rita. Good game. Chicago DePaul, Chicago Leo. No. St. Lawrence versus St. Ignatius. Another good game to look out for. Whoops. This is going to be one of those weird camera days, isn't it? Yep, it's going to be one of those weird camera days. And I'm not going to like it. All right, so this works. I do apologize and sorry for the camera work. Dupage Valley, Wabansie Valley, Wee North, good game. Glenbar North versus Neuqua Valley, another good game. Wheaton Warrenville South versus Naperville North. That's a good game to look out for. And Naperville Central versus Lake Park. Dupage Valley actually has got some great games. Naperville North looks good. This is my whole thing. Wheaton Warrenville South is a team again to look out in 2019 for. I keep saying look out for this year, look out for this year. but it's a good game to keep a close eye out for Wee Warrenville Self young talent. Isaiah Brown, Dietzman, and all those defensive backs and wide receivers. Just keep a close little eye on them. Next one. Carmel at Bennett Academy. Don't laugh. Carmel I only got one win. Just keep a close eye for the Carmel Young quarterback. And we could just say that right now. Keep a close eye for the Carmel Young quarterback. St. Vita versus Niles Notre Dame. Another game to look out for, too. Julia Catholic versus Marist is a good game. Julia Catholic's public they're not going to the playoffs and all that other stuff. Keep an eye out for the younger talent of Julia Catholic. Cary Grove at Crystal Lake Central, good game. Prairie Red, no. Huntley and McHenry to keep that's another game to keep a close eye out for. Gibson City versus Hayworth, keep an eye out for. Woods. Burlington Central at Harvard is a good game to look out. I think Burlington Central needs a win and some help, but they got a chance to get into the playoffs. Coach Melvin deserves it. Keep going down. Nothing that interesting. Winnie Academy versus St. Edwards is a good game. Glenbard Self at Riverside Brookfield is a hell of a game to look out for. Dunlap at Canton, great game. Limestone at Pekin, keep a close eye out for Pekin. Hoffman Estates at Palatine is a hell of a game. Lake Zurich at Mundelein, keep an eye out for Lake Zurich. Again, huge team that's walking into the playoffs. They look great. Hanahu versus Harlem, that's a good game. Rockford Gulford versus Rockford Auburn is a great game too. Antioch at Grays Lake North, huge game to look out for. Lakes versus North Chicago, great game. That's about it. I think Midgeville at Acklands, I think is a great game. And Stockton, another game to Amboy versus Forston is a good game too, just to keep a close eye out for Forston. Mira Forsyth versus North Mac, great game to look out for. Williamsville at Athens, a great game to look out for. Sagamore Stack, great games. Carlinville at Greenville is a good game. Hillsboro versus Litchfield, another good game too. Richards versus Oakland's a good game. That's a game to look at. That's a nice little game. Bremen versus Lamont's a good game too. Rich Central's got a weird game. I forgot. They got a weird varsity game. Kankakee versus Park Forest is a good game. Because that looks into Kankakee into next season. Oswego versus Plainfield Central, good game. Plainfield North for Juliet West, good game. Bolingbrook versus Lincoln Way East is always going to be a good game. Watch out for that game. Andrew, Lincoln Way East, nice game too. St. Charles North versus Batavia. That's going to be the game of the week in the state of Illinois. Huge game. There's a bunch of if and ands games. OPRF at LaGray at Lyons Township, huge game. Lyons Township needs to get something stabilized before they get into the playoffs. That's just simple. So keep going down. Not that much. Evergreen Park at Tinley Park. Kalen versus Ottawa is a good game to look out. Just look out for Kalen. Quincy Notre Dame versus Quincy High School is a huge game. Great game to look out for. Streeter versus Lyle. Streeter's got a chance to make the playoffs. Watch out. Westchester St. Joseph, Aurora Christian, another game to look out for too. Drew Clippers lining up the scoreboards, not last week, but watch out. Yorkville's another team just to look out for next season. This season they're not doing so well, but watch out. Bishop McNamara at Chicago Hope is a great game too. Peotone at Herscher, huge Interstate 8 game. Stag at Moline, huge game. I think Stag's eliminated from the playoff trail, but it's just something to look at. Morris at Geneseo is always a great game. Tough nose game, hard nose game. Keep out for that. Galesburg at Peoria is another huge good game too. Watch out for Galesburg and Peoria. That's a great game. I was told about it. I saw some videos of it, and it looks pretty interesting. So Galesburg, and also Hinsdale Central versus Hinsdale South. Two teams going to the playoffs. Battle for Hinsdale, great game. Hinsdale South versus Hinsdale Central. All right, and that is it. Sorry for the burp. That's it. Week 9. It's going to be interesting when we get into the playoffs. Again, Week 9 is a huge week for the teams that are in that 5 to 6 win level, that have lost 2 games, or that need to get back into that routine of a steady routine of offense and defense, blitzes and pass completions, getting over that 70% mark, especially when they get into the playoffs. It's going to be interesting, and especially for offensive linemen, in getting into, if there's any new linemen on that line or anything like that, to get a stable squad ready for the playoffs. So it's going to be interesting. Also, look out for the teams that they're not in the playoff. They're not going to be going into the playoffs, but they have a group of juniors that are very strong. Look out for those games. Just keep a close eye out for those games with the juniors. You're gonna laugh, but they're gonna be ready for 2018. Keep a close eye out for those juniors, those teams with the heavy-weighted juniors that had to be thrown into action, or sophomores that have been thrown into action. That's going to be an interesting game. Those are going to be interesting games because they can build off that success for next season. And we've seen plenty of teams like that last year that are now sitting in the catbird seat right now. So it's going to be interesting to see. Also, remember, 10 p.m. this Saturday night is the Deep Dish Football IHSA Games playoff pairing show. IHSA brackets, hashtag IHSA brackets, after the huge show at 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock for all the pairings. But at 10 o'clock this Saturday is Deep Dish Football, Coach Big Pete, IHSA Talk for the IHSA playoff pairings, going through all of the IHSA brackets. It's going to be, which will be interesting. Also, Deep Dish Football live tonight and tomorrow at 8 p.m. Wednesday and Thursday. Should be interesting. I'll be in Peoria for the road trip this weekend. It's going to be great. And come back home and then do the IHSA live special bracket show. So it should be good. If you like my work, please go to the right-hand section. Feel free to leave a donation or tip. Also, my email is coachbigpete@fp@gmail.com. Feel free to send an email if you have any questions. And also visit deepdishfootball.com and follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook. I'm also on Instagram too. Have a lovely, lovely day. Week 9, people. And just remember this. For the teams that didn't make the playoffs, and for the juniors that aren't going to be in the playoffs, and sophomores and freshmen, go out for that second or third sport, please. Please go out for that second or third sport. This is Coach Big Pete of Deep Dish Football. This is my last Week 9 one this year. So my last week little thing, going to the playoffs next week. So it should be fun. Thanks again, guys, and keep it here.